The city of the everyday, I think, is an important thing that we're starting to understand. I think master planning is increasingly important because of the need to have a vision of a future. Whether that is a kind of political vision that politicians can buy into and support, whether it's a kind of environmental vision. The master planning process takes some of those concrete ideas, some of those abstract ideas, brings them together to enable people to see this kind of comprehensive approach to the future of a place. I think one of the extraordinary invitations I was given was to come to the city of Amsterdam and to work in the Zuidas district. There was some thoughts about this new major southern railway station that potentially has high-speed railway coming through it from across Europe. And so I was asked to kind of look at the urban context, and slowly and surely that urban context grew and expanded. And as a result of that, the city then asked me to take on the role of lead designer. So we started by looking at what it meant, that really needed humanising, that really needed kind of recognising the role of people. Where did children play? Where were the schools located? Where did I kind of meet friends? And maybe it needed that layer of a new piece of city to be introduced. One of the projects that we initiated very early was to look at the empty land that was around there, some of the most expensive development land in the Netherlands, and saying, why don't we just turn it into something? And in the first year we turned it into cornfields. And it really changed the perception of place. And I think that's the role of kind of lead design or master planners. It's not just to impose a kind of top-down design agenda, but to look at the way in which you can use place to create memory, and then we continue to do that on and on. We see the bridge now as one of the new finished projects in Zuidas, and it's interesting to reflect on the journey that we went through. This beautiful curved bridge, inspired by the bridge as a place, not just as a route that you move across, I think is a real asset, and talks about the subtlety of normally infrastructure. You know, the bridge is a piece of infrastructure. It is, but it's also a piece of landscape. One of the advantages of being an Arup Fellow is that you can bring together many of the community of master planning in Arup. Last year we ran a symposium where many of the disciplines, historic disciplines of master planning, urban design, transport planning, environmental, bringing together this common knowledge or common belief of when Arup master plans, I think is a really powerful tool to share an understanding of where we've got kind of technical innovation happening so we can all use it, and simply understanding the range of projects that we work on so that we can take advantage of this great pool, this great asset of work that we do. I think master planning is critical to Arup because what it allows us to do is to get in at that strategic front end when projects are being formed. Bringing those skills together, deploying them strategically at the beginning, but then allowing that to migrate into the delivery of those components. I think that's an incredible comfort to a client, that you have that kind of rigor and consistency. I think it's an incredibly powerful tool that we can use, from conception to the delivery of physical environments. And I think master planning allows us to participate at that early space where we can begin to bring those things together to create the roots of opportunity for the broader Arup group.